coming at you. I watched some folks that really got me fired up to start a channel here. You know, some folks just want to listen to somebody that shares the same opinion. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see what they got to say.
Be prepared is the Boy Scout motto. It means always being ready to do what is necessary to help others. But does that include welcoming your kid sister into the troop? Our cover story is reported by Tony DeCopel.
Who's ready for nature high? Yeah! Oh my.
Last Sunday in Portland, Oregon, a new group of Boy Scouts marched off in search of adventure.
Raise your hand if you're in Pack 203. You're doing archery, so head back over there to archery.
Time was, being called a girl in the Boy Scouts was an insult.
Tic-tac-toe, give me that, give me no, give me 3 in a row. Rochambeau.
Not anymore. As of 3 weeks ago, the Boy Scouts of America are admitting girls as Cub Scouts. And what do boys think of all this?
I already have to deal with my sister all day, every day. And this is like the only time I get away from her, really, so.
Yes. Hey, that little boy, he's pissed. He's like, hey, this is the only time I get away from my little sister. She worries the hell out of me. And now I can't even come here. And, you know, this kid he's pissed because his mom and daddy jumped on the train. This little boy here, he is like, he's ready to talk to somebody. Watch him when they start talking to him. He's been thinking about it.
I already have to deal with my sister all day, every day. And this is like the only time I get away from her, really, so.
We asked Calvin Hickey,
Calvin.
whose sister Mackenzie was the very first girl in the Pacific Northwest to sign up.
Just be nice to the girls and don't be mean, or else you won't get picked on a lot.
We did Pinewood Derby a couple of days ago, and I did a watermelon.
Hey, these youngins, they can't hide what they're feeling. I mean, politically correct or not. Look at him, man. He is defeated. He ain't hiding it. Look at this little fella right here.
8-year-old Jordana Garcia had been coming to scouting for years, tagging along with her brother Daniel.
Sometimes he would do like carving and other stuff, but I just had to sit in the car, just do my notebook and just start doing whatever I did.
Hey, he's sitting there just like, you can see the look on his face. Like, great, the news has finally came. You know, I'm an Eagle Scout or whatever. The news finally came to talk to us about something. And now, I mean, she's talking to him. And she's going to look at it. Oh, he is mad. He is not happy. Excuse me.
Sit in the car, just do my notebook and just start doing whatever I did. I could hear inside her mind that she was really jealous about that.
He's like, as soon as I heard about the girls getting in, I knew she was going to join, because she used to have to sit in the car with me and all my buddies was, you know, doing scavenger hunts and whatnot.
You're rid of my mind, bro.
Still a work in progress, but something had to be done. Since the early 1970s, the Boy Scouts have lost 2/3 of their annual membership, some 4 million boys. And that's a tradition they want to change, while still preserving almost everything else.
Okay, you're not really preserving anything. You're compromising because you've lost members, and I get it, but I mean, they're still little boys. Little boys are being born every day.
I know that I'm no Superman.
Anything.
The Boy Scouts began as a movement in England in the early 20th century. It took off in America almost immediately, as a way to keep young men, as the Scout Oath puts it, physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Tens of millions of American boys have taken that oath, but only the most determined attain Scouting's highest rank. Eagle Scouts are an elite group of American men, including billionaires like Michael Bloomberg and presidents like Gerald Ford.
I never was in the Boy Scouts. I always had friends that were, and I think I might have went on camping trips with them or something when I was young. But now I had a buddy, shout out D Nash, when I was young.
You're beautiful.
Him, he's an Eagle Scout, and that's pretty cool. And kids, they're missing out on that kind of stuff these days. You know, there's Neil Armstrong, Gerald Ford, all these folks were Eagle Scouts. That's a big deal.
Which brings us back to Troop 1262, one of the fastest growing troops in America. The Scouts are almost all Burmese refugees, their families resettled here from Thailand.
These guys came from a land where they have to hunt and fish and, and be on the outdoors to survive, right? And they bring those things with them. They bring those skill sets with them. Nice work, guys. This looks good.
Volunteer leader Saborn Va was also once a refugee. He escaped Cambodia's so-called killing fields.
You guys ready for this? Can you scoot in a little bit?
If not for Scouting, what do you think they'd be doing?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what the boys told me. If it wasn't for Scouting, I'd probably be involved with a gang somewhere, because that's where all their friends are.
Burmese refugees have come to America for a better life, and their parents know what's important. That's all there is to it. Whether you like it or not, they know what's important, and the folks here, well, y'all be your own judge.
You're rid of my mind, bro.
At the peak of Scouting in the 1970s, what was the image of the Boy Scout?
That's easy. 90% would have said green shorts, long socks, help a little old lady across the street.
Would they also say white? Also say
It's long socks, help a little old lady across the street.
Would they also say white? White? White?
They would probably see it as suburban, white.
But now,
If you asked what does a Boy Scout look like,
There you
they
go.
would say it looks like a kid.
They couldn't make
That image
the news couldn't even put out one segment without trying to make something about race. It ain't about race. This is one thing that's not about race. It's not about being sexist. It's about tradition and boys growing up to be men and girls growing up to be women. I mean, that may not be the popular consensus or whatever, but I mean, that's the way it is. And now all the lines are getting blurred. That's a problem. Don't make it about race. It ain't about race. It's like those two little boys at the beginning. They just want to be little boys without little girls around sometimes. They want to go out and do boy things. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
includes all races and all genders. But one group that's definitely not happy with the Boy Scouts' decision to admit girls is the Girl Scouts of the USA.
We were really taken aback.
Two separate
we
organizations,
were just told
but
of
we've
this
been
decision,
working together in communities for over 100 years.
Sylvia Acevedo is the chief executive officer of the Girl Scouts. She's also a rocket scientist, really, and she says she owes it all to the organization she now leads.
Thank you. Thank you. This chick right here, she is over the Girl Scouts. She's in charge of the Girl Scouts nationwide. And she said nobody even talked to them about it.
That's messed up, man.
They just decided to do this and pull, like, there's Girl Scouts already. It's the girl version of the Boy Scouts. Is that not good enough? I like that. She made a good point. Now the dude interviewing her right yonder, he's just like, he's pissed off that they couldn't make it about race. He's like, man, I tried to make this about race. Let's jump back into it right here.
Still, some girls are excited to follow their brothers into scouting. They can join all-girl Cub Scout dens right now. And older girls will be eligible to become Eagle Scouts in 2019.
That's Girl Scouts. All-girl Boy Scout groups is Girl Scouts. How did people not see this?
So now we're gonna go ahead and award our Eagle candidates. We have 5 of them.
Back in Utah, it's clear that's still a pursuit with the power to change young lives for the better.
Always remember who you are. Be proud of where you have come from and all you have done to bring you to where you are now.
At this ceremony in Salt Lake City, 5 new Eagle Scouts, veterans of igloos, and so much more, beamed as they received their medals. An honor their sisters may soon pursue as well.
Shout out to those
Today, Junior!
Burmese refugees that brought their youngins over here and put their boys in Boy Scouts. There you go. It's not about race. It's not about being sexist. It's not about being mean to somebody. Hell far. It's about, darn, being a boy and being a girl. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, the world's turned upside down. Everything's crazy as hell.
Crazy as hell, dog.
Well, there you go, folks. There you have it. This is Billy Jackyl Boyd. Subscribe. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to hit the bell right there for notifications when I put out new videos. And I am out.